A few weeks ago, I was alone in my office at night, and the only source of light was a glow from my computer screen. And I was waiting for someone that had hurt my feelings and didn't even know it. And I was going to confront them. Now, since I moved here 7 years ago, I haven't made a lot of friends. It's okay. I find other people get in the way of my highly developed narcissism. But my wife, who's trapped in a horribly codependent marriage, has grown concerned. She knew I had problems making friends when we were planning our wedding, and she was inviting 60 people, and including my parents, I was inviting 7. And she said, there's gotta be someone else you can invite. And I said, well, how about Juan? She said, well, who's Juan? And I'm like, well, he's the guy that empties the trash in my office. We talk about politics, mostly Cuban politics and Fidel Castro, and if it comes up, he's against. So my wife started setting up play dates with adults from work and old connections from Facebook, but that never works because I guess I don't have a filter and I behave inappropriately and I don't have a sense of boundaries. I guess it's not appropriate to talk about my business idea for a dating website for burn victims. Or how I like to go to Walmart just to feel better about my body. Or, thanks to Hollywood, I guess I shouldn't refer to heavy-set African-American women as precious. Now you know. So my wife has set us up with dozens of couples, and we never make it past the second date, ever. One time, I told one of her old college friends, a woman to whom she had been close, that I hadn't washed the jeans I was wearing for 2 years, and she never called Nicole again. And if you think I'm exaggerating, you can ask my wife, who's here this evening and drinking heavily in the corner. I never meant to alienate her from all of her friends so she could never leave me. It just worked out that way. So now I'm really self-conscious when I meet people because it feels like it's just a matter of time before I have one of my little slips of the tongue and they don't talk to me anymore. And I missed Juan because that worked, We had short conversations on safe topics, so I never said anything offensive. But I changed jobs and Juan wasn't around anymore. And then I realized I could have that kind of relationship again. And I took a lesson from elderly people and I figured out that people in customer service have to be nice to you. It's their job. They're stationary targets working mostly behind counters. So, they practically always, are going to be friendly. So pretty soon I had friends all around town. I had a couple of people at the coffee shop. I had, the lady at Potbelly, this guy I'm working on at Chipotle for free guacamole, And all I had to do was just get to know him a little bit, and, I always had someone to talk to. And if I ever said anything naughty, I just wouldn't go back there for a couple of weeks, and the relationship would just reset itself. But then I met Nicolasa, and everything changed. Nicolasa was the woman who emptied the trash in my office. My new job. I work late, so most of the time it was just the two of us. She was 60 years old and from Guatemala, but her English was fantastic. And I played it cool at first, It started with a hola, and that became a ¿Cómo se llama John? We just took it from there, She'd tell me about her family, and, I'd look up some funny phrase on Google Translate, and She'd laugh. But after a couple of months, it started getting awkward, you know? Like some nights she'd come into the office and it was like she just wanted to do her job. We were stagnating. So then, you know, during this last Christmas, my wife put a bunch of presents we received on the kitchen table that we weren't going to use. And so I said, well, I'll bring them into the office and give them to Nicolasa before I go on vacation. And when I gave them to her, she seemed really distressed. And I guess I should have paid more attention because it turns out the gift basket I gave her contained a fuzzy blanket, chocolates, and a bottle of red wine. Nicolasa stopped coming into the office after that. And I didn't think much of it. I figured she went home to see her family. Then a new woman came in and, you know, I thought, ooh, a new friend, you know? But she wasn't chatty at all. And she started coming in later and later. And so I told my coworker about it, and she was like, has it ever occurred to you that maybe she's heard there's a strange man that works late and gives people fuzzy blankets and red wine? You know? Like, she's waiting until you go home. I was hurt. I was hurt by that suggestion, okay? Because I'm not some weirdo, okay? So I decided to set a trap for the cleaning lady. That night, I turned the lights off in the front lobby and I waited. And not 15 minutes later, I heard her come rolling in. And I thought, aha! So I thought I'd let her know that I knew what was going on. So when she came around the corner, I said, hola! And that got her attention. And then I saw that she had a haircut. And because I'm a gentleman, I know you should always compliment a lady's haircut. So I said, I like your haircut. But she didn't speak a lot of English, so I had to say it again, using lots of gestures. I like your haircut. And she started making this like half nervous laugh, half cry for help, like, she was scared, and I was scared because, like, I knew to an outside observer, it might appear as though I just lured this woman into a dark, empty office, because that's precisely what I had done. And I don't speak a lot of Spanish, but if I did, I just wanted to tell her, like, I don't want to touch you. I just want to be friends. Well, she stopped coming into the office after that. Now these two men come in, and they're not friendly at all. And I guess I learned two things. First, you know, I need to start making more meaningful friendships. It's clear I've found my bottom, but more importantly, I learned creepy people don't know they're creepy. They think they're normal, and everyone else is just overreacting. But a couple weeks ago, I ran into Nicolasa. It turns out she was cleaning up on the 6th floor the entire time. She looked good, and she said she liked it up there, and she was happy, and that's all I ever wanted for her. It was clear that she wanted to go, and so I said that it was good to see her. And as we went our separate ways, I was glad that we've both been able to move on with our lives. Thank you.